I'm back. Ooh. So if you've been wondering why I've been gone for an entire month, well, if you've been following me on Twitter, which by the way, yes, I have a Twitter, you can follow me there. I post like updates, pictures, things like that. I let people know that Canada Post, which is Canada's primary postal service and the one that I mainly use, on November 15th, I want to say, about 55,000 of their workers went on strike. As you can imagine, having this happen before Christmas, kind of terrible. Obviously, they did it this way because they wanted to have the most leverage on Canada Post Corp, which makes sense. I don't blame them for that. But in the act of doing so, they kind of screwed over a lot of people. People didn't get their healthcare cards, passports, IDs, paychecks. If you don't have direct deposit, I don't know why you wouldn't at this point in the modern era, but you get the point. So I didn't have any packages for the entire month. So I had really nothing to do videos on. I mean, I don't necessarily need physical figures to do videos, but that's just kind of what I like doing. I also kind of took this time to kind of just have a break to myself and just catch up on like things I was missing out on, like JRPGs, things like that. We finally do have a package though, and I had to use DHL shipping for this because obviously Canada Post, like I said, they were on strike. Japan Post decided that they weren't sending out any mail to Canada anymore because obviously they weren't accepting anything, which made Amiya cancel any shipping method to Canada that wasn't DHL. And of course, Canadian figure collectors, you know how bad DHL is. I got PTSD from like the COVID era. Unfortunately, the shipping for this was about 46,000 yen, which 3 times as much as I would have had to pay with EMS. It's kind of ridiculous because DHL likes to charge by size most of the time, and since, you know, figure boxes can get quite big, even though they're not as heavy, they'll charge an arm and a leg. Not only that, I had to pay like 20 bucks in custom fees, which isn't actually terrible in terms of DHL standards. Usually it's like 30 to 40 bucks, so, or higher. Oh, and also my last Amiya package for November, don't know where it is. It got shipped out literally a few days after the strike started. I don't know where it is. The tracking is not updated. I can only assume that it's in a warehouse right now and it just has not been scanned yet. Which by the way, thank you to Buy for sponsoring today's video because thanks to them, I could pay the shipping for this package. Thank you. Buy is a proxy shipping service that lets you buy from Japanese websites that don't ship outside of Japan. My primary use case for them is when I'm buying more rare goods on the Japanese secondhand market. So you can find some really good deals or really expensive deals depending on what you're looking for. I usually use them for sites like Mercari JP, great website if you're looking for secondhand goods. Or like Melon Books, for example, another great website. I'll leave a link down below in the description if you want to sign up. You users who do sign up using that link will get a small discount for your first purchase. Let's get started. Nice. Okay, so we got the Amiya card. Sorry, that's probably super blurry, but of course I'll show you guys clearly. Very nice cheerleading outfits. I'm surprised they didn't go with a Christmas themed card actually, but product inside. What is this? Alright, nice. So we got a clear file of Rosanna from Nikkei. Her swimsuit version, obviously, because oh my god, she looks drop dead gorgeous here. I don't know why I bought this. I think I saw this when they updated the Amiya page, and then I was like, damn, she looks good in that. And I just ordered it. Utsuho Fumo. Another one to add to the collection, of course. Very nice. Very cute. Alright, so we got 2 shirts. Is a Tsukihime shirt of Arcoade Brunstud. Very nice. The True Ancestors. I always hate it when like you can feel the image printed on the shirt because usually this shit gets ruined over time. We have a Bochi the Rock shirt. Attention-seeking monster version. I absolutely love this thing. We have this little thing. Makise Kurisu from Steins Gate. This is her Nendoroid 2.0 version. I already have the original one, but I figured I'd get this one too. This is a very small Nendoroid box. I'm sure most people actually know this, unless you've been living under a rock. Back in October, GSC announced that they were actually doing some changes to the Nendoroid box design. So on the right side, we have like the original Nendoroid box. Well, not the original Nendoroid box, but the Nendoroid box looks like right now, which is very iconic. And then on the left side, you had their new box. So the primary changes were obviously size, and they were getting rid of the plastic window and no plastic blister packaging. And you can imagine the negative response to that announcement. In fact, the response was so negative that literally a month later, GSC actually went back on their statement and said that they were actually reverting the changes. But unfortunately, any Nendoroids produced within that small month obviously are now stuck with this, and they're not getting reprinted. I was actually going to make a video talking about the Nendoroid controversy, but I wanted to have the new box physically in the studio before I talked about it. But by the time I got this thing, they already went back on their statement. People really love the plastic windows for two reasons, I guess. First reason, if you're a person who likes displaying your Nendoroid boxes, some people actually just like displaying their Nendoroids like this. You know, with the Nendoroid inside, you can see everything. And obviously, if the new boxes went into change, you would have a pretty big difference between them. Another big reason why they like the plastic windows is that it lets you see the actual Nendoroid before you buy it. You can actually see the quality. You can tell if it's a bootleg or not. Having no window makes it a lot easier for bootleggers to sell bootleg figures to people. Now, for me, as a person who primarily buys online, having plastic windows on Nendoroid boxes doesn't really affect me because I'm buying from authentic stores anyway, so I know I'm getting an authentic product. I don't even get the chance to buy locally in person most of the time, so windows, not really a big deal for me. And I usually don't buy figures at conventions anyways, unless they're from first-party booths like GSC or someone else, for example. Now, actually, this wouldn't be the first time that Nendoroid boxes have not had windows. Nendoroid 507, Cynthia from Pokemon, doesn't actually have a window on her Nendoroid box. The biggest problem for me was the blister packaging, because that actually provides a very good amount of protection for the Nendoroid parts, and they were planning to switch everything to like cardboard. A little bit less ideal. I mean, if they wrapped it up very well in like bubble wrap or something, I can kind of see the point, but then you're just adding more material, and the reason for the change in the first place was for environmental concerns, which doesn't make sense to me because figures are already plastic as it is. So like, next we have here is Amiya from Arknights. This is by GSC Shanghai, and this is her very news girl version, and she looks adorable here. This looks so good. Very simple box design. I like the color, white and blue, and you have like the graph paper in the back. The small little details like the newspaper being called Daily Roads, that's hilarious. We have Azurlane's Prinz Eugen from Apex, her Race Queen Final Lap version. This is my first Race Queen from Apex. They've done Race Queen versions for Baltimore and Enterprise so far, I think. But I got Princes. I skipped out on the other two because I did not have the space for them, otherwise I would have got them. They're not really that high up in terms of like my ship list, but Prince is definitely up there, so I wanted to get her at least. The last thing I got is an original character figure, which is very rare for me because I don't buy these too often, but this one was a little bit of a special thing because it's from a new manufacturer and the price was literally like 60 USD. Insane. Kurisu 2.0. Now, the boxes weren't actually the only thing that they changed. I believe they also made the bases slightly thinner and it has less holes. I don't know if they actually went back on those changes. I didn't look at the announcement details that thoroughly, but yeah, open it up. Of course, no blister packaging. It just has some boxes. Let's grab this here. I'm assuming this is the main Nendoroid. Then we have the additional faceplates, bunch of foam. Then the little pizza box with, I'm assuming, most of the other accessories. Open up the pizza box here. Extra arm pieces and everything just stashed away inside a little baggie. And also the base as well. Obviously you have the... It's definitely not as nice looking all packed like this instead of having like a blister packaging with separate holes for each piece. Yeah. It's definitely thinner, and of course you don't have multiple holes in the middle either. You just have them on the edge. Now, I don't use the Nendoroid bases anyways because I find them ugly, so I usually just have the easel stands. I literally bought like 20 of them or 30 when they first came out. Of course, her cell phone, the Dr. Pepper, and you have various arm pieces. Now, this is just a regular Nendoroid. I don't know how well the packaging would be if it was like a DX Nendoroid because those typically have a lot more stuff and the box is a lot bigger. Let's take a look at the faceplates. So they're wrapped in plastic. I do like the little cardboard cutout for this, very cleanly packaged. There wasn't really any lid on top of this thing. So inside the box, it was just up against the inside of the cardboard with the plastic over it. I'm not that anal when it comes to packaging, but like I said before, a lot of people just like the blister packaging. And then we have Kurisu herself, which is just wrapped in more foam here. This is pretty thick, so I'm not worried about the protective packaging on this because it's literally double wrapped. This body piece is a little bit annoying to get the plastic off. I might just rip this off, honestly. Her lower torso here, it's insanely hard to get off. I'm not even joking you. It feels like I can't get this off. Just gonna try to pull the plastic out. Either I'm like super weak, which it could be valid, or this Nendoroid has the most impressive snug fit of all time because it does not want to come off. The one plus for the change was definitely the size. I think this is just great box size, but that's just me. The base, ooh, okay. Actually textured just a little bit. Feels very nice. Has some text and a little circle here. It also has a little bit of like a shadow in the middle for where Amiya is going to be standing. I'm assuming there's not going to be any like assembly when it comes to accessories because everything looks pretty much mounted on already. I almost did not notice, but she has a piece of foam right on the front of her skirt. I'm always paranoid now because I always leave like one piece of foam on a figure when I'm like shooting B-roll for it, and I always get sad when someone points it out and I notice it afterward and I'm like, wow, I really can't believe I just did that. Well, facial expression is spot on. Looks like Amiya. Feels like Amiya. Paint job is solid. Ooh, I love her shoes, bro, and her socks. They look clean. Yo, nice kicks, Amiya. Daily Herald Best on her bag. Very nice headphones. You even got a little bunny rabbit on there. That's adorable. Ooh, and the top too, very nice attention to detail. She's got like a leather headband for the headphones. Her hat is actually very well detailed. See a couple of wrinkles. Hair looks very nice. Good sculpt there. The newspapers, they're actually written. You have Penguin Logistics here on the bottom, and then of course you have Daily Road's Reunion Attack, over 1 million dies in terrorist attack. And then you have Tallulah. Next, we're gonna take a look at Bunny Girl Yuna. Okay, so Bia is the artist, and this is her original character, Yuna, in a bunny outfit by Bear Panda, who is a relatively new manufacturer. They've been making a lot of 1/4 and 1/6 scale figures, I believe, for literally pennies when you compare it to the Japanese figure game. So priced at about 9,600 yen, which in USD right now, at least last time I checked, was around $60. Which is insane. A 1/4 figure for $60. Looking at the price, I was like, I have to pick this up and see how the quality is. Now, since this is a bunny girl figure, I'm not expecting a huge amount of detail because literally they wear almost practically nothing, and the clothing doesn't really have too many crazy designs. Another additional faceplate here. What exactly is the difference here? Oh, that's the difference. This faceplate actually follows you around with its eyes. It's very creepy. You have a small little book. Her ponytail, very important. Paint job on the hair is actually very solid. Nice gradation there. I have no idea what this is. Base itself is just a black circle. They went with matte instead of a glossy look. Depending on who you are, you might appreciate glossy or you might like matte more. Of course, you have the two bunny ears. They come separate. We grab her ponytail and it goes right into the back. Very nice snug fit. We can grab her bunny ears. I believe this one goes here. Oh, this is actually a very tight fit. You might have to like wiggle it in a little bit. There's still a little slight gap. The physical book, which is actually very sharp. I was expecting it to be kind of blurry. It's decently big. Oh, and also on the back, you have, I'm assuming Bia herself actually, because she tends to cosplay her character a lot. Or well, you might even say her character is her. So you can probably push the book a little bit lower if you want her mouth to be shown. Or you can raise it a little bit higher to where it looks like she's hiding behind her book a little bit. The sculpt is actually fairly well done. Proportions look great. Very nice back detail. Same goes with her stomach. Face is also very cute. I love the little blushing, nice big blue eyes, and the swishing from her hands. Very nice. I will say the overall detail, at least when it comes to the outfit, it's practically non-existent. I mean, you can't really do much because, I mean, what is she wearing? She's wearing like hot pants, all black. You can kind of see maybe a little bit of the folds, but when it's painted all black and it's kind of glossy, it's a little bit hard to see. Same goes with her boots. Pretty much no detail, just all black. The only amount of detail that you will have on the clothing is probably like the zippers and the little folds over her white top. For $60 USD, this is an absolute steal of a good deal if you care about bunny girls. Bear Panda, solid manufacturer it looks like, at least when it comes to 1/4 figures. Now I'm sure the one question that is on everybody's mind, is this comparable to Freeing quality? I would say it's pretty close, maybe about 70 to 80% close, especially when you consider the pricing for this thing, like 9,600 yen. I'll tell you right now, if Freeing was the one who made this figure, they would have charged at least 32,000 yen, maybe more. Bunny Girl Yuna, justified. I'm very curious to see if this is actually going to fit in my other shelf that I have all my Prinz Eugen figures in, because this one has a flag and it looks really big, so might actually have to move them to a detolf. Instructions. Oh, what is this? Damn, they gave us a full acrylic stand. Honestly, I was actually expecting a keychain, but no. Full-on acrylic stand. Okay, so you have the flag, Manju, and then you have the, of course, Azur Lane anchor on the back. Damn, they give you like a full set here of a racetrack. Nicely textured, even has tire tracks. And then of course you got like the sponsors, Azur Lane, Manju, Apex Toys. And then we have a support rod. We have the little pit stop Manju. And then Apex, of course, continuing the trend with additional faceplates. And then we have Prinz Eugen herself. Oh my god. I typically don't like standard race queen girl outfits, mainly because the glossy look, it's a little too glossy for me, you know what I'm saying? But her legs look so good in these boots, bro. Very nice blue color to them. Same goes with her coat and her top. I expected her hair to be a lot more white. It's definitely a lot more gray here. So that's Prinz Eugen's final lab version from Azur Lane by Apex. Another solid figure from Apex. They're a top tier manufacturer. They've been very consistent throughout 2024. The only thing I will nitpick about is the hair color. I just wish they used a lighter tone because it does look a little bit too dark gray for me. It almost makes me regret not getting Enterprise or Baltimore because obviously they're a set, so their base is kind of like combined together. I'll probably try to get my hands on them eventually. But yeah, that is pretty much it for the haul video for 2024. It was a pretty smaller haul than I thought I would end the year with, but what can you do, you know? And I'll catch you guys in the next year. Peace.